All right. Welcome to Your Time, Your Money, where we know your time is just as valuable as your money. Please excuse me. My voice has been struggling for about a week now, and it's obviously Fool's Spring in New York, where we get 50-degree weather only to be blasted with a monster snowstorm. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but most likely it will. We're excited today to talk to you a little bit about some really important items, as the main focus of our economy right now is on tariffs, and we want to talk about budgeting on a $100,000 salary. So let's talk about some bullet points on budgeting on a $100,000 salary. The first bullet point is, what is the 50-30-20 rule, and how can it work for you? Second bullet point would be, what is a zero-based budget, and how important is it to make sure every dollar that you earn is accounted for? And then finally, what is the envelope budgeting method? These are three simple things that we're going to talk about in today's episode to kind of help get you accustomed to maybe doing and adhering to a new budgeting schedule. So let's jump right into it. At a $100,000 salary, based on where you live, usually you're going to net between $70,000 and $80,000. Okay, and it's great because we like to use a round number, because some people earn $50,000, some people earn $200,000. So you can kind of take those numbers and then multiply them or divide them based on your situation to help you understand what the best situation is for you as it comes to your budget. But the way we look at it is, and it's great because we have this beautiful little printout, and I think Sam will probably be able to give us a nice little chop. And soon in our new studio, we'll be able to put this right up on the board behind us so everyone can see it. But if I make $100,000, around $75,000 after taxes monthly, I should be spending about $1,800 on housing, about $940 on savings and investments, and groceries and dining out together, right? I have both sides of that spectrum. Then I should be spending about $625 on transportation. Where people are getting hurt the most is on car payments and on insurance premiums. And that's where people are getting really beat up, is that insurance premiums are so high that if my car payment's $500 and gas costs me $100, well, my insurance premium is not going to be $25. I wish it was, but it's not. Liquid cash buffer in our checking account should probably be around $500 a month, give or take, for a rainy day, for something that goes wrong, something to that effect. Personal care and entertainment should be about $440. And then utilities and healthcare should be about $312 each. And then finally is miscellaneous, which kind of goes with that liquid cash buffer of about $312. Now, it's great because I kind of laid out for you where those dollars should be. Is everyone going to be the same? No. There's not a cookie cutter method to budgeting, but it is something that you want to be in a range of those numbers. For example, if I pay rent and I'm paying $2,400 a month and I'm making $100,000, well then that money is getting sucked out of other jars and now not able to give me the rainy day fund, or not able to give me the go out and have fun fund. But if I continue to still go out and have fun, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to rack up a ton of credit card debt. All right, so let's go to our first budgeting rule, which is the 50-30-20 rule. What is the 50-30-20 rule, and how does it work? The 50-30-20 rule is simple. 50% of your income goes toward your needs. What do you need? Here, I need this to live, right? I need a house. I need a car. I need to make sure I'm safe. I need to make sure I'm eating correctly. What do I need to live? Second is the 30% on wants. What do I want? I want those really cool sunglasses. I want to go out with my friends. I want to buy something really new and really shiny, right? So that's where you have to make choices in a great budget, where at the end of each month, did I make a right choice or did I make too many wants? Because if I make too many want purchases, I end up running into my 20%, which is on savings and extra debt. And what happens is this 50-30-20 rule breaks down because we get on Amazon, we get on eBay, and we buy too many of the wants. And now all of a sudden I don't have the extra 20% for savings, for pushing money into the market, for pushing money into my checking account, especially when I have something go wrong. And that's when you see people get jammed up, is if I buy too many of my wants, then I end up not planning ahead for something that breaks down, like my car. My transmission blew. My engine needs to be repaired. Now I have a need, but I can't go take that money from anywhere else. So the 50-30-20 rule works if you're really good at budgeting on a spreadsheet and anticipating your costs. Not everyone is good with that, which is why the second bullet point is a zero-based budget. Zero-based budget is you essentially assign every dollar that you earn to spend on something, right? And this is essentially working the math equation backwards. So I know what my bills are at the end of the month when it's all said and done. And every dollar that comes in is going to go out. And at the end of the month, I'm going to end up with a zero balance on my account or $1 left, right? And obviously it's tough to anticipate some of these things, but if I go with a zero balance budget, it's going to be very helpful to not overspend, right? And it's important that you know that if I design a purpose for my dollars, whether it be, if I make $4,000 a month after taxes, and I literally can go in and just make line items for each thing I'm spending, the zero balance should always bring me back to where I started the next month. Knowing that some of those dollars are going towards savings, some of those dollars are going toward my needs and my wants. It's just a different method to help people prepare and get ahead so that they're not behind the eight ball. Finally, my favorite one is the envelope method, right? The envelope method is where I start the month with money in each envelope for my expenses, right? And this is a great method for someone that is in debt or is struggling to get out of debt, because now it forces you to see your money. And the spreadsheets are great, but if you're way behind, then you need to go to the envelope method first, because it forces you to see your money and see your money leave the envelope. And then when that envelope is empty, you can't go spend anymore. So if I know my rent is $2,000 and I put $2,000 in that envelope, and all the other envelopes empty out, right? I spend my car money, I spend my grocery money, I spend my going out money. Well, if the last envelope is left is my rent money, I can't take money out of that. Otherwise, what? I'll get evicted. I don't want to have an apartment anymore. Or I won't have a house anymore. So I like the envelope method because it really forces you to look at the money you're spending and take it out of the envelope and spend cash, which there's another podcast we did called Cash is King. And it's honestly my favorite way to live, especially if I've accumulated a lot of debt or if I'm really bad at saving or looking ahead at saving. So these are three basic methods where you can kind of start to rethink the way you spend your money. And, I think we have to, just based on the way tariffs are working and the reaction that people are having to inflation and increased costs of goods and services. The job market is drying up. There's not as many extracurricular jobs that people can keep and have for extra money. So we're seeing this imbalance start to work its way back to normalcy, where I have one job, I'm earning one income, and I have to make sure that income is divided appropriately for all the expenses that I have. We really appreciate you to listening to our episode. We hope you liked it. We are moving very soon. We are going to have an open house in May. We're going to have a new studio. We are really excited. But for now, you can always call us at 844-444-YTYM. You can always email us at irontreefinancial@ceterais.com. And currently you can find us at 43 British American Boulevard, Latham, New York, 12110. And obviously, thank you to Sam. He always does a wonderful job behind the cameras breaking down the film. We hope you enjoyed and liked our episode. Please feel free to share it with your friends. And as always, it's your time and your money.
All right, guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Your Time, Your Money. We really appreciate it. If you enjoyed today's episode, please feel free to share this with friends, family, coworkers, anyone else that you think might be interested. If you do have questions or topics, you can always email them to irontreefinancial@ceterais.com. Please follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Spotify, Google Play, and many other sources that were available. And you can reach us at 844-444-YTYM. And as always, it's your time and your money. Cetera Investors is the marketing name of Cetera Investment Services. Securities and insurance products are offered through Cetera Investment Services, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory services are offered through Cetera Investment Advisors, LLC. Cetera is under separate ownership from any other named entity.